Snapchat and rumbling. Fuck, shake your tits and swing your dicks. It's another rainy Friday, but you get to enjoy another moistening episode of your favorite internet sensation with Libation Friday wrap-up. Before we get today's show kicked off, I want to tip my hat to tonight's libation. It's been a rough week, man, so I just needed a little something to get me over the hump, a little Elijah Craig bourbon. I think this is like 80 proof. Very nice bourbon. So as I lose the drink up and be somebody. Oh, that is like an angel dancing across your tongue. Okay, what a fucking week. Wow, I'm exhausted. Yeah, just to give you an idea. So Sunday, I drove out to Philadelphia to set up a trade show. So I set up the trade show, meet up with my crew, we go to dinner. Monday, worked from I had run the show, so it was like from 8 in the morning. No, it was like a 7:30 start. So from like 7:30 to about 6:30. Then I had to leave, drive all the way back to New York. I had a funeral Tuesday morning. My friend's father, Pop, I mentioned that before. And then after the funeral, I had to drive out to Connecticut. Following day, I had to do a workshop in Connecticut. Then drive back to New York, worked, and then yesterday. Did I work yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. Jesus Christ, I don't know what fucking day of the week it is. Then yesterday I worked all day, and then I had to go to another event out in Melville. It's been fucking nonstop. And then today I was just fucking swamped. First of all, I woke up the other night. I had no idea where I was because I've been traveling so much. So, every night I'm sleeping in a different fucking place. I literally woke up, had no clue where the fuck I was. My days of being a road warrior, I think, are starting to come to an end. I don't bounce back the way I used to. It's getting fucking bad. It is. I've been so fucking busy the last couple days just playing catch up. I haven't even gotten a chance to go to the gym. Last time I went to the gym, I think, was Saturday. I wanted to go yesterday. I got fucking jammed up here. By the time I looked at my watch, by the time it was like 3 o'clock. I'm like, shit, I gotta go jump in the shower and get ready to go to this event. And then today, same thing. I was shot this morning. I actually slept a little later than I normally do. I got up about 8 o'clock this morning. I just needed to sleep. And it was a good rainy day. I says, you know what? Fuck it. I'm taking advantage. Perks of upper management. So, but yeah, I tried to get to the gym today. Didn't happen. By the time I looked at my watch, I'm like, fuck, it's 4 o'clock. I had to go to the bank, post office, all that other bullshit. So, yeah, it's been a shit show. Good news is my dry cleaner fucking loves me. Lately, every time I go in there, this little Chinese broad lights up like a little firecracker. And then I realized why. I think I paid her mortgage for her this month. Every time I go in there and drop off suits and shirts and all kinds of shit. Because like I said, I've been on the road a lot. Every time I go in there, the bill is like a couple $100. And I did some quick math in my head. I went, fuck. I think just in the last couple weeks, the last 2 months, has to be over $1,000. It has to be. It's fucking crazy. Jesus Christ. Well, kids, I know you were worried about this, but we got a pope. But not the one I wanted. I wanted Cardinal Ambongo from the Congo. Come on. You can see why I wanted this guy. Cardinal Ambongo. Pope Ambongo. I just wanted to hear this guy speak Italian while he was popping and clicking. Joe, does this guy even... I don't know if it's a requirement if they have to... I think they have to all learn Italian, but I'm pretty sure this guy can't speak it worth a shit. Plus, it's just the idea of all the little Italian ladies from here to fucking South Philly. Be hanging a picture of Cardinal Mbongo in their fucking kitchens. I can only hear my grandmothers were all like, "My God, Bob, Pope Molignan the First." I know all my black friends are going to kill me now, but it's all right. It could have been Pope Leroy the First. Yeah, I can't say that too loud because, Pops might pop up. But, those racist Cardinals in Italy picked a white American from Chicago as Pope. Robert Francis Prevost, my second city, old Chi-Town, who will now henceforth be known as Pope Leo the 14th. I don't understand why they changed their fucking names. Like, you're not going into witness protection. Like, why can't you just keep your name? Like, hey, Pope Bobby from Chicago. It's Pope Bobby from Chicago. I think that would be a little nicer, okay? Again, I don't understand. They all changed their fucking names, and then, if you're gonna change your name, why not pick a fun one instead of like a used one? Pope Leo, the fucking name's been used 14 times. Pick a different one. Pick a new one. I would go for the one that hasn't been used yet. Like, Pope Big Balls. Pape Testico Grande. I would love to hear that introduced. I could have been Pope. Apparently, you don't even need to be a priest to be a Pope. The rules, they're pretty simple. You have to be a male and you have to be Catholic. Well, I'm a guy. Last time I checked, which was not that long ago, and I was baptized Catholic, so I could do it. I got plenty of red sneakers. I'm good to go. Okay? But yeah, if I got to change my name, it'd be Pope Big Balls the First. Okay? Pape Testicolo Grande. Okay? I think that would be delightful. Anyway, it's the first American Pope. In 200 plus fucking years, only one American. And they picked a guy from Chicago. Maybe they'll start serving deep dish pizza and and Chicago beef sandwiches at the Vatican now. All right? I mean, listen, you start serving deep dish pizza, or better still, for the host, for the Eucharist, if they could go with the thin crust pizza. Chicago thin crust is delightful too. But you start serving fucking Chicago style pizza in church, you'll pack those fucking churches right out. I'm telling you. Everybody will come to church for some deep dish. For what? Even the Jews will come showing in. What? I hear you have pizza? You know what I mean? Oh, anyway, he's 69 years old, so we should get some mileage out of this one, at least they didn't pick some guy who was like fucking 92. And Chicagoans are pretty sturdy people. I mean, if you can get through a Chicago winter, you can survive just about anything in life. So, that's good. So we'll get a little mileage out of this guy. I mean, hey, look, maybe one day we'll have a black pope, who knows. But I'm pretty, they had like a bunch of, I was looking at the finalists, and they had like 3 or 4 black cardinals that were like in the running. They just went, the guy from Chicago, he works, So I'm sure they probably had all the black cardinals leave out the back door. I wonder what Crazy Rufus would have to say about all that. Hey, man, Crazy Rufus here. I gotta holler at y'all one more time, you know what I'm saying? Everybody be talking about this here Pope shit. They say, they're racist, they didn't get elected black Pope. Fuck that shit, man. You don't want no motherfucking black Pope. Yeah, the last thing we need is a brother in the fucking Vatican fucking shit up. You know what they're going to do. They're going to come up in there with their homeboys all around and shit. Ciroc parties. You might as well have motherfucking Diddy as the Pope. You have freak-off parties, bitches everywhere. Yeah, you don't need that shit, Nitley. Those motherfucking Italians will run your ass out faster than you can blink, motherfucker. God damn. Black Pope. Imagine that shit. Oh, man. Be pimping out the Pope Mobile, putting a stereo system in that motherfucker, playing all kind of rap music and shit. Ain't nobody got time for that. What motherfucking brother speak Italian that good? Nobody, motherfucker. No. What they gonna do? They gonna do the whole mass in the Ebonics? God damn. You might as well have me as the motherfucking Pope. Man, Rufus will be a good Pope. Pope Rufus the First, motherfucker. I'll bust your ass, you say some shit. That's right, motherfucker. I'll replace all the nuns with the Nick City dancers and shit. They be shaking their booty all over the motherfucker. But church should be packed out to the motherfucker. God damn, Black Pope. Man, you lucky you got an American this time. This motherfucker at least can speak English or some shit. Well, there you have it, kids. Anyway, meth pipes, fatsos in Newark. Hold on to something. The Friday wrap-up's going nuclear. All right, kids. Get your tickets out. We're about to hop onto that maniacal, magical express of the mayhem and fuckery. The crazy train's about to leave the station. Oh, but woo! First stop, New Jersey. So the mayor of Newark was arrested today for trespassing on federal property. I think this guy's name is like Bombingo or some shit. I forgot his name now. So it's some kind of tropical name. So here's what happened. Okay, so ICE has a detention center in Newark. So they're bringing in a bunch of fucking MS-13 fuckfaces and 3 Congress people. Okay, one of them being Bob Menendez's son, who's I think he's a little soft. They just like to bum rush the fucking, as they're bringing this, they wanted to go into the detention center and look around. I want to see what's going on in here. I want to make sure that these criminals are being fed. Get the fuck out of here. So they were told they couldn't come in. So as they're bringing in this truckload of fucking migrants, these assholes bum rush the fucking gate and crash. They just force their way in. Now that's trespassing. These are the same people who say, nobody's above the law. Yeah, blow me. Anyhow, so they were escorted out. And then they had like this whole press conference. These 3 Congress people go, we were assaulted, we were manhandled, and it was wrong, and I'm very hurt. And then Bob Menendez's son gets up. The 2 women had bigger fucking chestnuts than this little fucking $3 bill. He gets up and they're like, that's okay, Pop, it's all right. He's like, I don't even know why I'm doing the fucking white Karen voice for these women, because they were not white Karens. Okay, I was assaulted and I'm hurt by this shit. I ain't having this. Go ahead, Bob. You tell him what's on your mind. He goes, I don't understand. Why is this happening? What is this in America? No, okay. So let me explain something to you, fucking retards. All right. So everybody in these MS-13 holdings, they're all criminals. The fact that you're here illegally makes you a criminal. Okay? Like, I don't understand what the fuck they don't understand. Okay? Now, these are actual rapists and murderers and, gangbangers, all kinds of shit. What the fuck are you concerned about if they're being treated fairly? Get the fuck out of here. Now the mayor of Newark shows up. Now Newark is the equivalent of a fucking third world country, okay? Newark used to be a nice place when the Italians were there. We're not there no more, okay? Now, like North Jersey, like Newark, Bloomfield, this was like the 6th and 7th boroughs. I had a lot of family over there. Bloomfield is still, meds and meds, depending on where you go. But Newark is an absolute fucking, it's a demilitarized zone. You'd think this guy would be more concerned with the fact that every other building in Newark is a fucking crack house, right? So, he shows up. He just walks in, and they're like, you gotta leave. No, I'm here. I want to see what's going on. This is my city. Yeah, but this is a federal facility. You're a mayor. This is a federal facility. Get the fuck out. I ain't leaving. Dude, get the fuck out. You're going to be in handcuffs. I ain't leaving. Okay, fine. You want to stay? We'll accommodate you. They cuffed him, and they fucking put him in a holding cell. They need to... First of all, these Congress people were not assaulted. They weren't even touched. They were told you got to go, or you're getting locked up. Okay? So, they should have been assaulted. They should have all been fucking tased. Okay? They should have got hit with a stun gun and lit him up. They're not letting this mayor out. They're going to fucking nail him with federal charges. Good. That's how you learn. See, they need to make an example. This fucking asshole walked right into the fucking lion's mouth and said, eat me. Okay? He's dancing around fucking lions and wearing bacon underpants. Okay? Okay, now you got fucked. Now what? Good. I hope this becomes a whole fucking thing. I hope they lock this son of a bitch up. Give him a year in a can. 2 years, whatever. Okay? He's an insurrectionist. These are the same people that say, oh, you can't trespass on federal property. Like, the Capitol building. ICE detention center is federal property. He's pissed that they didn't ask the permission from the Newark. They didn't ask my permission if they could be here. But, bitch, they don't need to ask your fucking permission. Federal government, Newark. I mean, what planet are you on, fuckface? So that's nice. Okay, I hope they hold them. Next stop, Ohio. Akron, Ohio, to be exact. So a 55-year-old Akron woman was pulled over, routine traffic stop. Apparently they ran her plate. She had some priors. So when the cops approached the car, she's sitting there. She has a pet raccoon named Chewy. What do you got, a Han Solo complex? You're riding around this dilapidated fucking truck, and next to you is who keeps a raccoon as your pet? That's my first question, okay? So the cops approached the fucking thing. I saw the video on the news. The cops were hysterical because the raccoon is just sitting there holding a fucking meth pipe in its paws. So they pulled this disheveled, fucking toothless, dirty-looking woman out of the car. They take the fucking the meth pipe away from the fucking raccoon. This cocksucker pulls out another crack pipe. I don't know where he found. He pops out another one. They're like, look, he must have been fucking coons. Because the cops couldn't believe it. So they had to get whatever, animal services to come down and remove the methadone addicted raccoon from the fucking. I can't think of a little lick in the pipe, and it moved. So when they searched the vehicle, they found, tons of fucking meth and crack and all kinds of delightfuls. So of course they locked this woman up. This is also the same city where they're eating the pets, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, the raccoons are smoking crack. What the fuck is happening? Okay, this is what's happening. Yeah, same city. Last stop on the crazy train is Weight Watchers. So apparently Weight Watchers, this legendary, I mean, everybody knows Weight Watchers, diet company, is now filing for bankruptcy. Apparently all the fatsos just said, fuck it, we'd rather be fat. So there you go, your sports update, kids. Tonight, Yankees and A's at 10:05. Mets and Cubbies tonight at 7:10. Phillies play Cleveland tonight at 7:10. Let's talk a little NBA, okay? So, playoff second round is underway. I got to tell you, I'm a little fucking surprised, okay? So, the Knicks are up 2 games on the Celtics. Now, mind you, the fucking Knicks haven't beat the Celtics all year. Now, and I did say the Knicks were going to take at least 2 of these games. I didn't think it was going to be the first 2. I really thought this was going to be kind of a shot-for-shot deal. I'm happy to be wrong about this. But I don't know that, at this point, first of all, I didn't see Monday's game. I heard it was the same as Tuesday's game, where the Celtics were up the entire time. The fucking Knicks came back in overtime. They came back, they tied it up, they beat them in overtime. Tuesday I watched the game. It was a fucking nail-biter. I could have skipped the first 3.5 quarters and just tuned in for the last 12 minutes of the game, and I would have been perfectly fine. The Knicks were upside down the entire time, and then all of a sudden they woke the fuck up and started making a comeback. They beat the Celtics by 1 point, and that's fucking painful for Boston to swallow. In Boston. Now, they're back in New York on Saturday, okay? So they're playing a matinee game. So they play the Celtics Saturday, 3:30 at the Garden. I don't remember the last time I watched a matinee playoff game in the NBA, but it doesn't mean it didn't happen. I don't even know what to tell you. I hear people talking sweep, which I think that's you're being a little hysterical now. All the bookmakers are still saying, they're still favoring Celtics to win this. I always tend to err towards the side of the bookmakers, but anything's possible. I just, I'm not going to fall for it this time. I do this to myself every time the Knicks are in the fucking playoffs. You get that false sense of hope, that false sense of security. Like they impress you like they did last 2 games. I'm like, fuck. And then you start thinking, I catch myself they could get the 3rd game. If they get the 3rd game, they'll win the 4th game. Stop it. Or if they win 3, Who gives a shit? They just got to win one more game. Wherever the fuck they win it, who cares? Stop it. Being a Knicks fan is like being in an abusive relationship. There's really no difference. You know, like you always think it's gonna be different. You think it's gonna get better, and then wham, you catch a beating. You know, you're like, it's my fault. It just, you know, it is what it is. So I really have no fucking idea what's good. I mean, they could walk into the Garden all charged up and fucking embarrass the Celtics, or they could choke. You know, I know it's 50-50 either way, but Vegas still favoring fucking Boston to take the series. I don't know. I want to say I took a look at if they do beat the Celtics. Look, I think the Pacers are up on the Cavaliers now. I like the Knicks' odds against the Pacers. I don't like them against the Cavaliers, but they still got to make it past Boston, which I'm pretty fucking shocked they got this far. So fingers crossed. Let's see what happens tomorrow. I hope all good things. Anyway, on Tommy's Pub and Grub Review, while I was in Philly for a couple of days, so you know I did some eating. Philadelphia is one of my favorite eating cities. Not just for cheesesteaks. I mean, I'll say this. Philadelphia is probably my absolute favorite city for sandwiches. Like, if I ate nothing but sandwiches in Philadelphia, I would be just beyond delighted. You know, I mean, I know the city pretty well. I mean, I spent a lot of time there because I used to work there. Okay, lived there for a hot minute. So I mean, like I bounced around a lot. So I mean, I know where I'm going. So the first indulgence I had, so I was working at the convention center. The convention center is right across the street from the Reading Terminal Market, which is a famous spot. It's a famous culinary spot in Philadelphia. It's all these little, like, it's almost like a flea market for food. You know what I mean? They got a couple retail shops, but they got Termini's Bakery has an outlet there, which Termini's is probably one of my favorite Italian bakeries in the world. Okay, and yeah, it's located in South Philly and like Little Italy down there. But they have a concession. Actually, they have like two concessions because it's both sides in the Reading Terminal Market. It's just fantastic. There's the cookie place. There's a stand that does all these fucking magnificent cookies that are like the size of your fucking face. There's a couple different cheesesteak stands in there. But, you know, the star of the show is Tommy the Knicks, and it's right in the middle of the fucking Terminal Market. Now, Tommy the Knicks is famous for two things. Their roast pork sandwiches, which they're absolutely known for that, and their roast beef sandwiches. I've had their roast beef there like many, many years ago. I haven't had it like lately because I like the pork sandwiches better, but the roast beef is actually very good. It's Italian-style roast beef. Almost like a Chicago beef, but not really. But their roast pork, that's what will put them on a map. So, you know, slow roasted pork butts. Like they take these whole pork butts, they season them, Italian seasoning, obviously. Okay, it's got a lot of Italian love. Slow roasted, just fucking perfection. Melt in your mouth. They thin slice it. They use a Lucia. There's two major bread bakeries in Philadelphia that supply all the sandwich places, cheesesteak places. There's Amoroso's. You've heard me mention both these, and Lucio's. Lucio's is actually my favorite out of the two because they put sesame seeds on their rolls. I like a seeded roll better than a plain roll, but they're both very good. So they get a shipment every morning from Lucio's. So, you know, they take the sharp provolone, they take this beautifully sliced roast pork, and then like you can either get it with broccoli rabe that's just soaked in olive oil and garlic, or Italian long hots that are soaked in olive oil and garlic. Now, as much as I love the broccoli rabe, that's the first time I ever had it. I had it with the broccoli rabe, and it was so fucking good. Can't eat it. I can't eat broccoli rabe. It just kills me. So, I go with the next best thing, the Italian long hots, which I don't know what it is, but like long hots are like a staple in Philadelphia. In a lot of places in like, well, Philadelphia, South Jersey, long hots, you're always going to see them on the menu. Anything outside the Philadelphia suburbs. And I don't know what it is, but those long hots in Philly are a lot fucking hotter than the ones I get out here. Okay? So, you put the long hot peppers on it with the roast pork, and they put a little extra olive oil and garlic, and it's just, holy fuck, I had it. Now, so I'm working a trade show. I said, they had lunch for us. I said, I'm not eating that garbage. I went across the street, and I got my crew and myself a couple of these fucking sandwiches. They were like astounded. Like, oh my God, this is amazing. I had all to do to keep from fucking moaning while I was eating it. Like, it was just orgasmic. It was if I had dropped dead right then and there, I would have died a very happy man. But wait, it gets better. So when I left Philadelphia, I had a plan. In my head, I was going to stop at, I was going to go down to South Street, go to Jim's, get a couple of cheesesteaks, stop at Primo's, my favorite hoagie shop, and get a fucking Primo to take home. Because Primo's used to have they have a bunch of different shops all throughout Pennsylvania and Philadelphia and even South Jersey. They had one of their main ones was on South Street, like the next block over from Jim's. So I go to Jim's, and I told you Jim's had burnt down and it just reopened. So I was curious to see, how this was going to be. Because Jim's used to be my favorite cheesesteak in the city. Because they hadn't cleaned the fucking grill since 1962, so that imparts a lot of flavor. Jim's is still great. Don't get me wrong. But I can't say it's the best in the city anymore. I'm going to tell you why. So I go into Jim's. It's a lot cleaner now because it's brand new. Unfortunately, because of the fire, they lost all the celebrity memorabilia. They had like autographed pictures from everyone. Like Jimmy Buffett used to get cheesesteaks from there. So that's got to be a heartbreaker right there. They were able to get the store next door now, so they went sideways. So they have a lot more seating. They used to have just seating upstairs, but now they have upstairs. They have the sides. That's nice, okay? The setup is pretty much the same, just all new. Brand new grill. So I ordered 2 steaks. I got a pizza steak to eat there, and I got a regular cheesesteak to take back. Of course, provolone on both. Pizza steak has the, tomato sauce. I like to add some hot peppers to that, and there you go. Jim's doesn't really season their steak. Like, they don't put salt and pepper on it, and I kind of get it. Because the fucking grill was seasoned perfectly, so it imparted a lot of good flavor to the steak. And, if you're one of these idiots that puts Cheese Whiz on your cheesesteak, Cheese Whiz is very salty, so I understand why they don't season the meat. I think what they should do is season it according to, whether or not you're getting Cheese Whiz, but that's just me. We're not talking fucking like doctors working here. Anyhow, still a great steak. So, pizza steak was just fucking sublime. But the steak was a little bit bland. Just a little bit bland. Because, again, it's not picking up the flavor from that fucking grill that's been seasoned since 1960. We're talking a brand new grill. Like, it wasn't even black. Like, I could see it. It was silver. So, I'm going to still say Jim's is... And then the one I took home, like the plain one, still good. Great fucking steak. Great cheesesteak. But I can't say it's the best in the city anymore. Definitely not Pat's or Geno's. They're both garbage. I mean, there's a lot of good fucking cheesesteak places in Philly. Jim's is one of my favorites, but I'm going to have to reevaluate this. I'm going to have to do another fucking cheesesteak tour. I haven't done one in forever, but I'm going to have to do it, the things I do for this show. Still one of the top 10. But you have like places like D'Alessandro's, Steve's, Princess Steaks, Tony Luke's. These are all good spots. Delca. I couldn't think of the name of this fucking place the other day for the life of me, but there's a cheesesteak joint that I used to go to in North Philly, which is not exactly the best area. I'm like the minority there. But there's a cheesesteak place on Oregon Avenue called Oregon Steaks, and it's fucking great. That's another great cheesesteak joint. So, Jim's is still my go-to, but they kind of slid a little bit from the number 1 spot. Okay, maybe they're at number 2. Maybe Campo's I might move up to number 1. I don't know. So that's that. But still great. Enjoyed them both. The one I brought home, I ate for lunch the next day. It's great leftover. You just heat it up in the air fryer at 350 for like 15 minutes. Fucking perfect. Next stop, Borelli's in East Meadow. So, After the funeral, they had the funeral lunch at Borelli's. Now, Borelli's is a very underrated place. It's been there since like 1955. So, they got to be doing something right. They've been there a long time. It's been family owned by the Borelli family since 1955. Fuck, when I was a kid, I lived in Bethpage briefly for reasons that have yet been undisclosed to me. And people that I would be able to tell me are dead now, so I can't ask. And there wasn't really a lot. I mean, it was farmland back then. So, you're coming from Brooklyn and Queens, where on every corner is a pizza joint or Italian restaurant. There wasn't a lot of good spots out there back then. But Borelli's was there in East Meadow. And we used to go to Borelli's all the time. From when I was a kid. I remember I used to love the garlic bread there as a little kid. So, it's always been a solid place. It's just never a place that I ever think of going. It's kind of just like across from the Coliseum. It's just sort of there. But I know the owner, Frank, for years. Great guy. Just a great guy. He used to work for me, actually. But that's where they had the funeral lunch. Now, I wish I was there under better circumstances. But the food was fucking phenomenal. They had a buffet set up, so they had penny alla vodka. They had tortellini Borelli, which was almost like a cream, like an Alfredo sauce with peas and stuff like that. And then they had chicken franchise, chicken parm, and eggplant rollatini. So I tried it a little bit, and meatballs and sausage and peppers. So let me just go right down the line. I didn't try the chicken parm. I didn't try the tortellini Borelli, but I tried everything else. So I'm very picky when it comes to vodka sauce. I know I've mentioned this, and usually when you put it in a tray like that, it's going to be dry and gross. I'm like, let me just try it. I took a little spoonful. Delicious. Fucking delicious. Creamy, rich, beautiful. Beautiful texture. Velvety. Pasta was perfectly cooked. Not mouchard and not falling apart, perfectly al dente. Knocked it out of the park. Sausage and peppers are good. Meatballs were actually pretty good. Now, I usually don't like anybody's meatballs, but they weren't bad. Chicken franchise was good. The star of the show, the fucking eggplant rollatini. Now, I love eggplant rollatini. I like eggplant parm. I like eggplant rollatini because it's got the ricotta, but I don't know what the fuck they did to this ricotta. They whipped it, and they seasoned it. I don't know if they put garlic or what, but it just tasted, it was just nice and velvety. It was perfect. It had a little crisp to it, the edges of the eggplant, the way they fried it was just nice. I've been thinking of this I'm driving to Connecticut later on that day, and all I'm thinking of is these fucking eggplant rollatini. I mean, can you imagine this? I'm sitting there fantasizing about fucking eggplant. God damn it. So yeah, Borelli's. Good spot. I mean, just nothing fancy. Just a good, solid Italian red sauce joint. It's pretty big, so you should not have a problem getting seating on a Friday or a Saturday night. They got a nice bar. I've been to the bar a few times. I've entertained clients there a few times. They got great bar pies. Their pizza's good. I'm telling you, it's solid. It's a good spot. Very good spot. Go check it out. Go say hi to my boy Frank. It's a good little spot. Been there since the 50s. It's nostalgia. All right, next stop. When I was in Hartford, I found this little Irish pub called Vaughn's Public House. It's on a section of Hartford called Pratt Street. Now, Pratt Street, you can't drive down. It's like a walking street. So you got to park on the outskirts. It's in downtown Hartford. This little block, on a Friday night or a Saturday night, must be bumping because there's bars and it's closed off. It's all cobblestone. It's closed off from traffic. There's all bars and restaurants lining the place. It must be a good time. So I find this little Irish pub. Fucking place was highly rated. I sat down. Though I just had a sandwich because I wasn't starving because I was at Borelli's for it in the afternoon. But I really wanted to try their Irish stew. It looks so good, and they serve it with the brown bread, the lamb and the Guinness. And I'm like, oh. And this guy next to me was eating a shepherd's pie, and it just looked beautiful. I went with the meatloaf sandwich. It was just a very nice meatloaf with Irish cheddar, shaved onion, some tomatoes, and then this horseradish tomato sauce that they put on it, and then they on toasted rye bread. Let me tell you something. This fucking thing was so delicious. I almost inhaled it. The only thing that would have been better if the guy next to me would have shut the fuck up. You see, I always tell you, my pissed off face usually tells me if it usually keeps regular people away from me. Nobody else would talk to me. There was a guy in the corner that looked at me and decided I want to have a conversation with him. Also he even said, he goes, oh, I'm a degenerate alcoholic. I'm like, well, there it is. The guy's got fucking mental problems because he thinks I'm a friendly guy. Wouldn't shut the fuck up. He's telling me how he lost the love of his life. And I said, well, he's like, because I waited too long. I said, so let me get this straight. You waited too long and the broad left you. He goes, yeah. I said, she probably didn't love you. And I don't think he ever thought of that. And he went, what? I'm like, well, love don't walk that easy, my friend. I said, so you've been pining for this woman how long? He goes, like 30 years. 30 years, get over it. I said, but she didn't love you then, she don't love you now. Well, with that, the guy stopped talking, paid his bill, and left. The bartender goes, how did you get him to shut up? So I told him, he goes, oh, God, he's been talking about that woman for fucking forever. I'm like, well, he probably went home and killed himself now. I said, I just wanted to eat my dinner in peace. And the last stop on Tommy's Pump and Grub review, right over here in good old Long Island, Harley's American Grill in Farmingdale. I might have mentioned this place way back when because I've gone there for brunch a number of times. I've been there for dinner like maybe once. So last night I was like I said, I was done with my event. I was hungry because I didn't have food. And I didn't eat all day. So I says, you know what, fuck it. I says, I'm going to stop at Farmingdale and get something to eat. I was going to go to Vespa, but Vespa was too crowded. I just wanted to sit at the bar, get something small, nothing crazy. So I said, fuck it, let me go to Harley's. Harley's is actually owned by Vespa, and it's a very underrated spot. It's a little pricey because you walk in, it's got like this kind of steakhouse vibe. It's not a steakhouse. Don't get it twisted. It's an American grill. They do have steaks. They have some good steaks. They're not prime, but they are good cuts. They have a nice tomahawk for $2. They have a nice menu. Like I said, it's a little pricey, but very good. I don't mind it being pricey as long as it's good. So I sat at the bar, and I had some grilled lamb chop. I've been eating a lot of lamb lately. I don't know what the fuck is happening, but I like lamb, always did. I don't know. I just never ordered it, or I don't really even make it that much, just once in a blue moon. Like I used to make it for Easter. I haven't done that in a long time, so, but it's a good protein. It's a good source of protein. It's lean, it's nice. It's an acquired. Some people just say, oh, I gotta hate lamb. I love it. So, must be that Mediterranean blood. So anyway, I wanted it was an appetizer, like lollipop lamb chops. They give you like 4 of them with this nice like cucumber tzatziki sauce. And then I ordered another appetizer. It was like whipped burrata with the tomato jam and a balsamic reduction and a little shaved prosciutto, which I love that. Like, I could live off of that shit. Anytime I see that on a menu, like some kind of burrata and tomatoes with just anything I can dip fucking bread into, I'm in. Like, I could live off of that. It's delicious. And they give you these 2 pieces of like Italian bread, like long like garlic toasts. I was in heaven. So nice like that. But again, very good. Like it's a great little spot. Good vibe. They have a DJ. What did the bartender? The bartender was really cool. Matter of fact, the bartender, I even complimented the bartender. I said, not for nothing. I've been in the restaurant business most of my life. I mean, when I used to hire bartenders, I used to ask them to make me 2 drinks. One was a martini. If you got past that, which not many people did, second was the old-fashioned. And I watched her make both of them, and I says, not for nothing, but, and she's young. I think she was like in her late 30s. I said, you obviously know your craft. She goes, what do you, I said, I can't tell you the last time I saw somebody make a fucking martini the right way. I said, I don't throw compliments around very easily. And she said, well, thank you. I says, yeah. I said, you didn't shake it, you stirred it. She's like, well, how else would you do it? I'm like, exactly. I said, you never shake vermouth. I said, the only time you shake a martini, she goes, when it's extra dry. I went, son of a bitch. I wish I still had a bar to hire you right now. And then I watched her make a fucking old-fashioned. Did that spot on. So they got a great bartender. They have a DJ. Friday and Sunday. I don't know about Saturday. Sunday for the brunch, Friday night because it's Friday. And then on Monday, industry night, they have like live music. So and the food is really good. Like I said, Farmingdale's a great little town to hang out in. Go check it out. You'll be happy you did. Okay. I thought this was going to be a short one. Here I am rambling on about food. Okay, kids, your PSA. For the PSA, I'm going to switch hats for this one. Okay? I'm going to put on my official Yankees Mother's Day hat. Yep, I even have one for Mother's Day. Okay? Actually, I have two for Mother's Day. And that's what we're going to talk about. So, Sunday's Mother's Day. You know, I read somewhere recently. It was like a thing. Like I don't know if it was supposed to be a poem or something. Maybe like one of those perspective type of things about like children and their mothers. Like, you know, when you're 5 years old, you can't get enough of your mother. You know, you always want to be around them. And then, like, you know, when you get your teenager years, they're embarrassing. Like, fuck away from me type of thing. And then, like, you know, your late teens and early 20s, you're rebellious. I can't stand this. I want to leave. I hate you type of thing. And then, like, you get into your 30s, you know, you become an adult, you're working, you move out, you have kids, you know, you talk to your mom every day. And then you get older. They pass away. And you wish you can get it all back. So, you know, if you have a mom, make sure you do the right thing for Mother's Day. If you don't, well, salute. Stay covidless, kids. No mask, don't ask. Haters can kiss my ass. And remember, who loves you, babe? It's been your Friday wrap-up, and I'll see you when I see you.